So here we are going to check the summary of the chapter quadratic equation. In this chapter, first we dealt with the standard form. What was the standard form? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 with the condition a not equal to 0 and a comma b comma c are elements of R. This is the standard form of the quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 with the condition a not equal to 0. A, b and c are element of R. R stands for real numbers. The second one was to check whether the given equation is a quadratic equation or not. So how we check that? Do you remember? We check whether the highest power on that equation after simplifying is x square or not. If it is x square with a coefficient other than 0, we will tell the answer as it's a quadratic equation. Otherwise, it's not. Okay. The next thing was we dealt with the solution of the quadratic equation. Solution means if I am taking the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Why it is called a quadratic equation? Because the power of x, the highest power of x is 2. Since the highest power of x is 2, x will be having two values. After solving, x will be having two values. So let the values be d and e. So these two values are termed by the name roots. Okay, roots. So the next one was to find the roots of the quadratic equation. There were three methods. The first one was factorization. Second one was completing the square. And the third one was quadratic formula. How we dealt with the factorization? While we dealt with the factorization, what we did is, to remember, if I am taking an equation 3x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0, what we did is we found out two numbers, or we splitted the middle term by finding out two numbers, so that sum of the two numbers is coefficient of x and product of the two numbers which we will find is the product of the coefficient of x square and the constant term. Do you remember? We have to find two numbers, so that sum of that two numbers is the coefficient of x and the product of those two numbers was the coefficient of x square, product of the coefficient of x square and the constant term. Then we splitted the middle term, we took the common term outside, we factorized it and we got two linear factors and we equated each of the linear factor to 0 to get two values of x. Okay, either we were getting two equal values, otherwise we were getting two different values, and some cases we were not able to find out the solution. That was the method of factorization. Second one was the completing the square method. What we when we dealt with that method, what we did first is we moved the constant to the right side. Then we made the coefficient of x square 1 by dividing throughout with the coefficient of x square. Then what we did, we took the coefficient of x, we multiplied it with 1 by 2. We took the square of that term and we added to the LHS and RHS. Then instead of the LHS three terms, what we did is, from the first term we took the term without the square, from the second term we took the sign, and from the third term also we took the term without the square and put the whole square equal to, we simplified the right side. Okay, again what we did is, it will be either of the form x plus a the whole square or x plus b the whole square equal to some value. We took the square root and we simplified, and there also we got two values. Sometimes in some cases both the values will be same, in some cases both the values will be entirely different, but still they will be real numbers, and there were cases in which we got no solution for x. And the third one was by applying quadratic formula. For applying quadratic formula, we have a formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a. b square minus 4ac is termed by the name discriminant. Minus b is the coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of x square, c is the constant term, minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So there were three methods to find the roots of the quadratic equation: factorization, completing the square, and quadratic formula. And we were having only one formula throughout the section. Okay, and the formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. And the next one, the last portion of the chapter, was to check the nature of the roots. How we check the nature of the roots? For checking the nature of the roots, what we did is we have to find the discriminant value. That means we have to find the value of b square minus 4ac. If the value is equal to 0, how we will find? We will say that two equal roots or two roots are equal. If it is greater than 0, what we will say? Two distinct roots. And if it is less than 0, what we concluded is there are no real roots. Okay, then we dealt with some word problems. In that word problem, quadratic equation will not be directly given. What we did is we converted the given equation into a quadratic equation and we solve for the value of x according to the question. In most of the cases, we avoided the negative value. Why? Because the situation demands the speed of the train or the speed of the car. Otherwise, it will be the, age of some person. Otherwise, it will be positive integers. In all those cases, when we got a value, negative value for x, we avoided that and we will take the other one and we will substitute in some of the in the formulas which we got in the first step and we solve for both the values. That was how we did with the word problems. We have to frame the quadratic equation and solve by using factorization method or quadratic formula method. This is the total summary of the chapter. This is what we have studied in the chapter, and the only difference in the questions among the chapter is the word problem. That is only to frame the equation. To frame the equation, what we have to do is read the question thoroughly, understand the question, put the necessary variables. One or two variables will be required for each and every question. Assign the variables and convert it into equations, as many equations as given. Then convert all those equations to one quadratic equation. Solve it. Okay. So this is all about our chapter quadratic equation.